Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel T-Spot. In this video, because of the combined strength of editing and blatant retcons, Letty and Han both survived explosions that appeared to be lethal with a reappearance that was utterly ludicrous even if it felt inevitable. Fast X, however, made both of those resurrections feel rational. The Gisele played by Gal Gadot, who was supposed to have passed away in Fast and Furious 6, is still alive. Piloting a nuclear submarine in Antarctica is also an option, or even a job with Cypher. Maybe Mr. Nobody, or the daughter of Mr. Nobody. How is she even still alive? Why did she first go into hiding? And did she reappear after seeing Han's updated dating profile? We've done our best to explain Gisele's confusing comeback, but there is obviously a lot to absorb. What do we know about Gal Gadot's character in Fast and Furious? In the fourth installment of the series, Fast and Furious, Gisele Yashar makes her acting debut. The accomplished intelligence agent started her career as a Mossad agent before joining Mr. Nobody's CIA team. He referred to her as his best agent from the good old days. She had eventually joined Arturo Braga's criminal organization in Mexico. It has never been properly stated in the series whether she had turned to crime or if she was only operating incognito and Braga's clothing. The latter is supported by all circumstantial evidence. Nevertheless, that includes the Hebrew meaning of her last name, Yashar, which is upright. Regardless of her prior allegiances, Gisele developed to become a significant part of the Fast family. She helped Letty reconnect with Dom after saving the life of an amnesic Letty. The invitation to join Dom's team and steal her Nayan Ray's wealth in Rio de Janeiro was subsequently accepted by Gisele. After that, she startled Mr. Nobody by quitting the agency so that she could travel the globe with Han. Her new love in the last movie they appeared in before Fast X, their ambitions to start a family in Tokyo, came to an abrupt stop. How did Gisele, played by Gal Gadot, die in Furious 6? At the conclusion of Furious 6, the love of Han's life gave her life. In order to save him, the two were battling each other on top of a vehicle that was fastened to a massive cargo ship that was already in the air. Gisele was hanging from Han's grasp when she noticed their enemy poised to kill Han. She released go, drew out her rifle, and shot their opponent in midair while falling backwards at an absurd rate of speed. Rather than let Han die, all of that transpired just before she must have collided with the ground once more. Only a Fast and Furious movie could accomplish this. Gisele had very little chance of surviving. To be honest, the jet was probably moving at least 184 miles per hour, which is why her automobile was being pulled behind. Even the indestructible Don Toretto may have damaged himself at such pace. However, it turns out that she did survive exactly as Coster's son Kang and Vin Diesel had hoped. How did Gisele from Fast X make her comeback? The intricacies of how Gisele avoided dying after a fall are unclear, and they most likely won't matter in the end. The film series devised simple methods for saving Letty and Han from impending death. Furthermore, the series disregards the rules of physics, including gravity. So why would someone fall from a car traveling 200 miles per hour? We know who assisted her in committing her vanishing act. Her previous employer, Mr. Nobody, successfully assisted Han in disguising himself as dead so that he could flee. At the time, Han was attempting to defend a loved one. Gisele may have accepted Mr. Nobody's invitation to do the same if she miraculously survived. She had enemies all over the world. Han may have been devastated by her death, but it very well may have saved both of them. Okay, but how did Gisele arrive on an Antarctic submarine? The most plausible reason for Gisele's comeback is that Mr. Nobody was probably involved in her covered existence. Nuclear submarine in the Antarctic. At a black site controlled by the agency which the disappeared Mr. Nobody formerly oversaw, Letty and Cypher had been detained. There aren't many people who even realize it exists. Fewer yet would have a submarine at their disposal to get there, and only a select few people would be aware that Letty was in danger and needed to be saved. The only people who meet that extremely strict standard are Mr. Nobody and his closest friends, notably his daughter. Although Mr. Nobody's whereabouts are unknown, Letty's escape was initiated by Tess, Mr. Nobody's daughter. Letty was hurt, and she was forced to share a space with Cypher, who assisted in getting them out. If Gisele hadn't come to their rescue, the two would still be lost in that cold tundra. It appears that Tessa's strategy involves sending Gisele out in the most expensive Uber in the world. Why would Gisele emerge from COVID now? The simple correct response is that the franchise is coming to an end and that every deceased hero will ultimately return. Always. That is what transpires. But we'll strive to provide an in-universe explanation in order to address this. Is it feasible that Gisele has spent the entire time working for Cypher? In these flicks, everything is conceivable. However, it appears that the nobodies turned to Gisele when they had no other options. Letty needed a member of her family to save not just her, but also the others. Additionally, any motivation Gisele may have had for hiding in the first place is secondary to preventing Dante. Either that or Gisele saw Han was finally prepared to date and wasn't happy about it. Sincerely, it makes more sense to us than anything involving the most recent Fast and Furious revival. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the video. Thank you for watching. See you soon.